Alright, so I got my ROG Ally, and I wanted to compare some games head to head, to switch off between the two systems to really see which one felt better, which one played better, which was more comfortable to play on, before I decided which I would keep. At this point, I probably want to keep both of them, either way, but I may return the Ally and buy it again later, which I'll talk about later. But yeah, so I decided to boot up some Borderlands 3 on both of them. It's one of my favorite games, and I know that it can get a lock 60 basically on both of these handhelds. So thought it'd be a pretty good game to compare the two. So yeah, I'm starting off playing on the Steam Deck. I didn't show it in this video, but I did quick resume this game. So I put the deck to sleep and then woke it back up with the game still running, and that works really flawlessly on the Steam Deck, I will say. And I can't exactly say the same for the Ally or any Windows handheld, because Windows doesn't really have a quick resume feature exactly. You can still quick resume a game, but it just takes a little bit of time. Takes some time, and sometimes there are some glitches, like certain programs will close or glitch out when you put the system to sleep and then wake it back up. So for the most part, it works. It just takes a little longer than the deck does to wake up. But yeah, as you can see, I am getting a pretty much locked 60 on the Steam Deck with Borderlands 3. This is running at 720p, 15 watts, and yeah, performance is very good. I'm also using Gyro, which is one of my favorite input methods. Just helps me aim a lot, feels a lot better than using just the sticks to me. And that is something that I've come to really appreciate about the Steam Deck as well, now that I've been playing with the Ally, that the deck has just native built-in gyro that you can access through its software. You can apply it any way you want. You can apply it to any game that you're playing, any program you're using. So I also stream on Moonlight with my deck, and I can apply gyro to that program as well. So I can just add gyro to any game I'm playing, which is amazing. And that also can't be said for the Ally, unfortunately, right now. It does physically have a gyro chip built in. It's just not currently accessible through software, so it's kind of useless at this point. I did mess around with Handheld Companion, which is a third-party software which supports the Ally partially, and it does work. It's a little janky. Hopefully it'll get better in the future, but yeah, that's one of the reasons that I am honestly considering returning my Ally, just because gyro is essential to me. It's one of the features that is essential to me. There's a couple others that the Ally is missing, which are sort of essential. But yeah, I'm not quite too sure yet. My current plan is I'm probably going to return the Ally that I have right now, and maybe buy it again in maybe a couple weeks, maybe a week, maybe a month. I think that just depends on what kind of updates we see from Asus for the Ally, what kind of support we continue to get. Hopefully it'll be good. Hopefully we'll get big updates. Hopefully we'll get native gyro support and software. We'll get performance updates. Hopefully we'll get all that. But right now it's just sort of an unknown. But yeah, currently they do seem to be pushing out updates for the Ally pretty regularly, but we just don't know. We just don't know. But with the Steam Deck, we do know how good it is because it's been out for a while now. It's been out for over a year, I believe, and the deck is just awesome. Like, all I can say about how I'm playing it right now, playing Borderlands on here right now, it just feels so good and so smooth. It feels amazing. That game runs great. It looks great. I mean, it looks decent. It looks good enough. Of course, I will say it looks way better on the Ally. The Ally's screen is insane. It looks amazing. But we'll get into that. But yeah, a couple of things that I've just come to appreciate way more about the deck are, like I said, the gyro, the ease of use of the software, how refined the software is now that it's been out for a while, and also the comfort. The ergonomics are insane on the Steam Deck. Like, I noticed right when I got it that the ergonomics were really good. It was very comfortable to hold. but I didn't have much to compare it to, you know? I mean, just the Switch. The Switch just feels awful to hold. I mean, it's like holdable, but it's not great. You know, what could I compare it to? I guess I can compare it to my Xbox controller. The Xbox controller feels slightly better because it's actually just a controller. It's meant to be held. It's meant for hands completely. This is like something in between, you know? It's like a screen attached to controllers. So you can only do so well with that, you know? But the Steam Deck is very comfortable now that I've really come to realize how comfortable it is compared to the Ally. The Ally is also decently comfortable. It's more comfortable than the Switch. It's just, you can see, like, from the back, the grooves, they're just not as deep as the Steam Deck. They're not as chunky, so you don't have as much to latch onto with your hands. You don't have as much to grip onto. But yeah, it's still decently comfortable. The sticks I like a lot, even though they're very loose. The buttons are fine, they're flat, but they feel decent. They feel good to press. I really like the triggers. I like the analog triggers a lot. They feel very good. I like the bumpers as well. All the buttons feel pretty good. The only complaint I have about the buttons on the Ally is the volume rocker on the top. It's just in such an odd place. Like, I guess maybe it's the best they could have done. Maybe they didn't have space for it on the sides. I mean, like, on the top left or top right. Maybe they just didn't have space, because obviously that'd be the most sensible place to put it, so you could actually access them with your hands gripping the device. But where the volume rocker is now, you just can't reach it. Like, you just can't. So you have to take your hand off, which is just weird and not super comfortable. But luckily the device is pretty light. It's not that heavy, so it's not bad. It's not too bad to do, but when you do have to do it, it's just like you just get annoyed. It's like, why is it here? But yeah, not too many complaints about the hardware of the Ally, or the build quality. It feels pretty good to me. I think it looks decent, aside from just having such a lot of weird grooves on it, which make it almost impossible to design skins for it. That's kind of unfortunate. I don't know if you noticed, I have a skin on my deck, which I really like, just for protection and for looks as well. Yeah, there are some skins for the Ally. I probably will end up getting one, just to try it out. But yeah, Asus did not make it easy for the skin makers. So yeah, you probably can't really tell through the video, but the screen on the Ally is amazing. This game looks so good on the Ally, especially this game because it's a very colorful game. The colors really pop. Everything just pops out at you. Everything looks like just so crisp and good. Again, this is 1080p, so it's more than double the pixels 20p that I was playing on the deck, I believe. But it just looks so good. Even 720p looks pretty good on here, like as it's pixelated and a bit blurry, but the colors are still so good that like it kind of makes up for it almost. Yeah, 720p looks decent. I'm gonna try and avoid 720p myself, but yeah, this is running at 15 watts, just like the deck, but at 1080p. So it's at 15 watts, and I'm still getting close to 60 FPS locked on this thing. It can drop down to the high 40s when there's a lot of action, but for the most part, we are sticking to 60 FPS, or high 50s at least, which is pretty impressive. So it's double the pixels of the deck, but still holding 60 FPS. But yeah, hope you enjoyed the video, and that's it for this one.